Our lesson for today is all about the prehistoric cave paintings. So it is an exploration of the discovery at Lascaux and themes of Paleolithic era cave paintings. Now, as you may already know, before man had a written language, stories and history were passed down in other ways. We will explore cave paintings today as the prehistoric way of recording important events. Now, let's talk about the discovery of Altamira Cave. So, the Altamira Cave bears the distinction of being the very first cave discovery of prehistoric art. In 1879, the Spaniard Don Marcelino de Sautola was excavating a large cave with his daughter. She shouted that she had seen some bulls on the ceiling of the cave. In reality, the bulls were bison. The discovery would take 22 years to be considered genuine. Now, let's proceed to the other one, which is the discovery of Lascaux Cave. So, on September 12, 1940, four teenagers stumbled upon a major discovery. When an old pine tree fell down, it showed a hole in the ground under its roots. The teenagers discovered the hole, went down inside of it, and found the historic cave paintings at Lascaux. It was thought that these paintings had been done originally more than 17 years ago. Over the next days and weeks, months, and years, the caves were explored and several separate themes and caves were found. They are the Great Hall of the Bulls, the Painted Gallery, the Lateral Passage, the Chamber of Engravings, the Main Gallery, the Chamber of Feelings, and the Shaft of the Dead Man. Now, we have here a painting from the Hall of the Bulls at Lascaux. It is painted on limestone. The length of the largest auroch or the bull is 5.50 meter. Note the various sizes of animals that were probably added at different times over a 1,000 years. We do not know why they chose to paint over other artwork or have such a variety of sizes. The walls have tectiform or geometric signs. We do not know their meaning. Perhaps they were maps to hunting grounds or religious symbols. Animals are painted in twisted perspective, in which the head and the body is in profile but the horns are shown in three-fourth view to show both horns and a variance of size. They are painted in polychrome. Poly means many and chrome means color. We have also here the image from the painted gallery at Lascaux. The cave is not large, 90 feet from the entrance to the cat's hole. Passages that led to the caves were narrow and low. This famous cave was discovered in 1940, 70 years after Altamira, by a group of boys and a dog and the rabbit they were chasing. The dog fell into a hole left by a recently uprooted tree. When one of the boys slithered down the hole to rescue the dog, he found himself in a gallery bright with color and animals on the walls. After that, we have here the closing of the cave. So, in 1955, mold and plant life was noticed growing on the cave walls, which was dangerous for the cave paintings. In 1963, After several studies were done, it was decided that the cave would be closed to visitors. Once the visits to the cave had been cancelled, the causes of the changes were eliminated and the original climate was restored. After the cave of Altamira and the cave of Lascaux, we have here the cave lions or the what we call Chauvet cave. So the Chauvet cave in France contains the most important preserved cave paintings of the Paleolithic era dated about 30,000 BCE. The cave was discovered in 1994 by Elliot Brunel Deschamps, Christian Hilaire, and Jean-Marie Chauvet, for whom it was named. So, what can you observe to the themes of the cave paintings? So we have here, most cave paintings have these major themes. So we can see there the animals, human representations, and the signs they used long ago. Now, we have here a picture. So what do you see in this picture? Okay, so we can see people, animals, spears or the weapons they use. And now, what do you think this picture might represent? How about this one? What story do you see in this painting? For me, this picture represents on how they hunt for their food. Let's now proceed to the prehistoric sculpture. The material used in Paleolithic sculpture are quite diverse, varying according to region and locality. Most commonly, prehistoric sculptures use mammoth bone and ivory or the what we call animal tooth or tusk, as well as the more perishable wood. And in addition to bone and wood, artists also sculpted in stone, especially the softer varieties like limestone, estethite, and sandstone, as well as the harder varieties like quartzite and serpentine. We also have here the clay and terracotta, which is widely used in Stone Age figurines. Now, let's talk about the Venus figurines, which existed 40,000 BCE onwards. The early Stone Age figurine of Berekhat Ram, discovered in hills north of Israel, which is the Golan Heights, Israel, is believed to be one of the oldest pieces of sculpture known to archaeology. Although initially highly controversial, as one paleontologist preferred to see it more as a product of natural erosion rather than a deliberate human act of creativity. Its status now seems more secure following the discovery of a second similar and contemporaneous figurine, the Venus of Tantan in Morocco. So now let's talk about the Venus of Tantan in the year 200,000 to 500,000 BCE. The early Stone Age figurine of Tantan, discovered by the river Draa near in the Moroccan town of Tantan, is considered to be one of the oldest item of prehistoric sculpture known to archaeology. Its discovery, some 18 years after that of another figurine of similar antiquity and morphology on the Golan Heights or the Venus of Berekhat Ram. After the Venus of Tantan, we have here the Venus of Willendorf in the year 25,000 BCE. One of the most famous items of prehistoric sculpture is the Venus of Willendorf as a woman's statue from fine-grained dense limestone. So it is 11 centimeter traces of red eye on the surface of the statue and is one of three such figurines unearthed at Paleolithic archaeological sites at Willendorf in Austria. After the Venus of Willendorf, we have here the Venus of Laussel, which existed 23,000 BCE. So the Venus of Laussel is a prehistoric sculpture carved in bas relief, which was discovered in 1911 by J.G. Lalanne in the commune of Marquay in the Dordogne region of southern France. Note, the Venus of Laussel is not connected with the older and more primitive humanoid effigies known as the Venus of Berekhat Ram and Venus of Tantan. So we are done with the prehistoric sculpture such as the Venus figurines named the Venus of Berekhat Ram, the Venus of Tantan, the Venus of Willendorf, and the Venus of Laussel. Now, let's proceed to the prehistoric structures. So, among the prehistoric remains of archaeological interest but of little value are first the monoliths, second is the dolmens, and the last is the cromlech. Let's talk about first the monoliths. So, monoliths or single upright stones known in Western France as menhirs. Men means a stone and here means high, such as those at Karnak in Brittany. So, we have here the example of monoliths. Then, that is an example of monoliths also. So after the monoliths, we have here the dolmens. So when we say dolmens, dol means table plus men, which means stone. So it is a table stone. So dolmen is the name sometimes applied to two or more upright stones supporting a horizontal slab. So let's have an example. So this is an example of dolmen. Now, let's talk about the last one, which is the cromlechs. So when we say cromlechs, crom means bent and lech means flat stone, meaning it is a bent flat stone. So cromlech may be used for three or more upright stones capped by a flat stone. So the best example of cromlechs is the famous Stonehenge in Salisbury Plain in England. It is composed of group of stones arranged in concentric circles. So that are the prehistoric structures. So we have the monoliths, the dolmen, and the cromlech.